Hey everybody, this is Jessica with Exploring the Local Life, and today I have with me Liz Wilcox. Hey Liz,
Hey, Jessica.
how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. I was hoping that you could tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Again, I'm Liz Wilcox, owner and operator of the Virtual Campground. It's basically a website that I've designed to keep anyone and everyone RV obsessed. I specialize in storytelling, humor, and the latest trends in RVing. And I just have a lot of fun. And my main goal with the website is to be the most fun and most outrageous RV website out there.
Well, absolutely. With the hilarious part, I always get a good chuckle anytime I read your stuff. So speaking of, you've got your book, Tales from the Black Tank. Now, how did you come up with that and the story topic, and then of course that title?
Okay, so I guess, people always tell you you should begin with the end in mind and, come up with something big and then think of the title when you're coming up with a book. But I knew I wanted to write an ebook, and I was driving and I was trying to think of something funny that everyone could relate to in RVing and in the community of ours. And I thought to myself, well, everybody knows about the black tank. I keep seeing in RV groups, oh my gosh, my black tank exploded. It dropped down on the highway. It's clogged. Someone please dial 911 for me. And so I just was thinking of Tales from the Crypt. You remember that show?
Yes, I do.
Skeleton guy that, oh man, I know that was like a comedy. Well, I know that now, but back in the day that used to scare the crap out of me, those stories. Like that little man. So anyway, I was thinking, I just, within a couple minutes of driving, I thought Tales from the Black Tank, like everyone, when you hear that title, everyone knows like it's going to be some funny, like crappy stories, right?
Right.
So I was like, okay, well, with a title like that, I can say I can do a collection of hilariously crappy RV stories, because we had been stationary RVing for a few months and we had our own crappy RV stories already, and we weren't even traveling. We were just living in it. Like, some days it's a nightmare. There's a lot of RV bloggers out there and, just people in general that, oh, the RV lifestyle is so dreamy. Isn't it great? Oh my gosh, check out this Instagram. Oh my gosh, they're living at the Grand Canyon.
Right, sure.
And I'm like, yeah, but they're like sewage is underneath their trailer. Like, life isn't as glamorous as it seems. So I figured I wanted to connect with other RVers, not just people that want to RV. So I figured a book like this would be perfect, because everyone has those moments where it's like, okay, Instagram is lying to you. I'm living so close to my poop and I have to handle it every day. So while the book is not, okay, so let's just say the book is not every story is about poop. Like in
How
real
many?
life,
What percentage?
I would say 50%. Like every other story is just something crappy, like blowing out a tire or, going RVing with someone. And then a week later they say, this is the worst thing ever. Get me out of this hellhole. That's been a fan favorite, that story. But like buying a Class A and realizing you just bought a bus legally and you're driving it down the road. That's really scary. From driving like a Ford Focus or something.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, it's not all about poop. I mean, the title is kind of misleading, but it's basically just Tales from the Black Tank, like just crappy stories that in the moment are terrible. But after, like, yeah, you can laugh about it, because those things happen in a house too. I mean, pipes burst, you have bad days, but later on you can laugh about it and know that you learned something.
Right, right. All right, so I guess you already sort of gave us a peek inside the book there a little bit.
Right?
So how is RV living going? Like, I know that you've been stationary for a little while and you recently have been traveling, right? How's that going so far?
Yes. So my husband is in the Army. We were going to buy a house and the deal fell through. My husband had always joked about a camper, and I said, you know what? Let's do it. It's going to save us a ton of money. I like small living anyway. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we had to be stationary well, we still are stationary. My husband's in the Army, but we just moved to Fort Rucker, Alabama. We were living about an hour north, and we lived in a fifth wheel, and we had a neighbor move it, and the neighbor tried to get into one spot at this campground. He couldn't back it up. He tried to get into a second spot. He couldn't back it up. He went into the third spot and broke our jack in the back of the fifth wheel.
Oh my goodness.
But it's a 10-year-old unit. We owed money on it. We weren't stressed. We were just happy that someone moved it. So then on the fourth spot, he finally got it in. And I looked at my husband that night at dinner and I said, this ends the debate. We have to get something smaller if we're going to start traveling soon. We knew just a flesh wound. Yeah, Robert, for sure. So, flesh wound. So we agreed, and that Friday night, so 5 days later, we went into the camping world and found we found a 2007 Jayco Greyhawk motorhome that was on consignment. It was on consignment, so it's not technically buying from Camping World, right?
Okay, sure. We can go with that.
So we bought this. It's a 32-foot, and it's a lot smaller, but we can talk about that in a minute.
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask how big your fifth wheel was.
Our fifth wheel was 36 feet, but it had, like a big fifth wheel. It had the opposing slides, a giant slide closet. It was huge.
Okay.
So this is probably about half the square footage. So it was a major change. But we just took our first trip down to Fairhope, Alabama. A friend that I met at the RV Entrepreneur Summit back in February lives down there, and she said she had a free RV spot. So we went mooch docking on our first trip.
Mooch docking is always good.
And so we got the free trip, but it was down on a scenic highway on the Bay of Mobile. So it was very windy roads, roads that kind of follow the water. And it was a really tight squeeze into the driveway. But we were so happy that we got the smaller unit because Robert's so funny. You guys got to check out these comments. Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
We're just very grateful that we had the smaller RV. Like, it's been a little tough. My husband is 6'5", 270. Sorry, babe. I just revealed yourself if you're watching the replay. So a smaller unit is kind of hard for him, but he did admit that he was very grateful, especially we didn't bring a toad. So if we had to go to Walmart or whatever, like, we had to unplug and drive the RV. And he said it was really awesome having a smaller unit.
Okay.
But we loved it. So this is something crappy that happened. Sorry.
Okay. That's okay. So, I keep kind of laughing.
So we pulled up to our RV spot. It was very late at night. It was like 1 a.m. It was a 30 amp and we only had a 50 amp. So my husband had to take the RV to Walmart at 1 o'clock in the morning and buy an adapter. He came home, put it on, we went to bed. We have an almost 3-year-old. So at this point, it's like, the latest of the late hour. So we fall asleep. My darling 3-year-old woke me up at 6 a.m. I'd only been asleep like 4 hours. And I'm half asleep. I walk into the living room and I trip over a towel. And I'm like, why is there a towel here? She must have gotten up in the middle of the night and started playing with stuff. I don't know. I was exhausted. Who can handle that? But
can you repeat that? I lost you for a second there.
Oh,
It
sorry.
sounded kind of funny.
So I said I tripped over a towel and it was soaking wet.
Uh-oh.
And I said, why is this towel wet? And then I looked into the living room and there is about, I don't know, 1/8 of an inch of water flooded throughout the entire RV. This is our first RV trip, you know. And I mean, we have been,
welcome to RV life.
Yeah, so it was crash course. So you think, so I said, Ed, wake up now. Because usually I let him sleep in on the weekends. And he said, what's going on? I said, now. And he came in and there's water. I open up a cabinet door and water just gushes and everything underneath the cabinet is soaking wet.
Oh my goodness. What happened?
So it turned out we just did not put the water pressure regulator, and the water pressure was so high and amazing, I guess, because we were next to the bay, that
wow,
it was literally just leaking through every orifice that it could.
Wow. Well, at least it was like an easy thing. It wasn't like, I don't know, broken pipes or anything crazy like that, you know?
Where's Moses when you need him? Nice guy. Seriously. So that's introduction to traveling full time. My husband might have had a mini breakdown and told me, I don't know if I can do this. But by the end of the weekend, he said, oh, I'm so, I had such a great time. So that's kind of like, I said, this is just the curse of the black tank. This is what I get for asking people to share their worst stories and me try to charge people to read them. Like, that's just, I said, that's just the curse of the black tank. But, I think, did you ask me how long it took me to write the book? I know that we had discussed that.
Let me see. How did you find the time to write the book? Since you are a mom, you've got a young child, and your husband works.
Yeah. So that was, if I do say so myself, the genius of this book. I just asked all my RVing friends that, to share their stories with me. And so it was mainly, I just had to get people to do deadlines, which is hard when you're an RVer and you're traveling. I completely understand. So I gave myself 6 weeks though, and I pestered the crap out of everyone, including you and Robert. Like, hey, you gonna get that story to me?
Like, oh yeah, we're working on it.
Yeah. So, but the editing really did take a long time. I used Canva, which, if you don't know, is a free software for images and stuff like that. And that was the worst mistake of my life. I don't know what I guess I just didn't have any money at the time, or I'm just so I ended up getting my sister to help me. I paid my sister, who didn't have a job over the summer, to help me edit it and proofread it. But, what's really great about the RVing community, I guess because we're not all around each other, it's not like a neighborhood, but we're all very neighborly. And the people that I've gotten to know through Facebook or through my website and different social media outlets, everyone's been so kind, and everyone's been so willing to help me out with my website and my vision. So the book, from start to finish, asking people around, took probably about 10 weeks, and then 6 weeks of really hard work editing, figuring out how to launch it, stuff like that. And I try not to work when my daughter's awake. Lately, that's been kind of iffy because she's not napping. But during the book, I would get up at 4 a.m. to edit and email and all that business type stuff. And then I would work through her nap, which at the time she was sleeping 3 hours. So it was such a blessing. And then I would work at night if need be. But I prefer working in the morning. I prefer getting up. My husband gets up at 4 a.m, so I would just get up with him and work, and pray that my daughter didn't hear me typing or anything.
Sense that you are awake.
Right.
And do you have any other books in the works? Are you working on anything else?
Yes, my next book is going to be called Campground Dwellers, and it's just, again, going to be another collection. I think people really like those. You know, people just really like stories. People want to hear your story. They want to tell their story. And I think a lot of people aren't exactly sure how to write a story. So I'm looking for, and I'm working with people on how to tell their RV story. And it's just going to be another collection of people's stories, how they RV'd, what they love about it, what they hate about it, because I cannot put my stamp of approval on it if it's too inspirational. I just can't do it morally.
It's got to be real, right?
You know, I'm an ethical business owner here. Like, I'm like, sure, like, yeah, I'll sell you the dream, but, you know, I'm also going to tell you, you might have a nightmare or two as well.
Right.
So anyway, that's called Campground Dwellers. And the second thing I've been working on this ever since I finished the book. I realized Campground Dwellers was taking me a lot longer than Tales from the Black Tank did. I guess people just want to tell their crappy stories. Like, it just pours out of them. But they're, how do you do it? You know, what's your favorite thing? They're like, oh, I don't know. That's really hard to write. I'll get back to you. So anyway,
Right.
I again asked a bunch of my other RV friends if they wanted to get together and do something for the holidays, do something fun. I really love doing all out big things. So after I planned an RV renovation week, and that went well. And then
that was great.
Thank you. And I convinced some, I guess, 7 other RV channels to work with me and work together on, I guess, you know, it's a group project. You know, I'm not in charge or anything, but I convinced them to do a full-time Freedom Week. And so basically it's a Facebook event, and it's going to be hosted by me. I guess I MC it. So I'll be the one bringing the entertainment, bringing the fun, doing live videos. So basically, we're just going to teach you how to go from house to RV, how to transition. We're going to talk about finances, how to budget, how to save, you know, memberships for campgrounds, stuff like that. I think you guys do 1,000 Trails, stuff like that. We're going to talk about remote work and entrepreneurship, you know, because a lot of RVers are not retired like you guys. You both work remotely.
Right. Yeah.
And so I've got Camille Attell of More Than a Wheelin'. She's awesome. She somehow, I don't know how, I convinced her that she was like, she needed to create a product. So she's got something coming out on how to convince your employer or how to find remote work. And I'm so excited for her to share that, because now that we're hitting the road, I'm like, oh, maybe I need to find a real job. I'm really looking forward to seeing her product. Who else? There's Driving and Vibin'. They're going to come in and talk about how to enjoy the lifestyle. Joe Hendricks is a photographer. He's going to tell us how to make those awesome Instagram pictures that every RV
the fake ones.
Everyone needs to know. Like,
the real ones then? Real Instagram photos? Heath Paget, host of the RV Entrepreneur. You know, he's pretty much, I think he's an expert on working and building your own business. He's interviewed, I think he's got like 100 episodes on his podcast now. So I'm sure he's interviewed, you know, at least over 50 people. And I know he has a lot of working relationships with those people. So he's on there. Lindsay and Dan of Follow Your Detour. They're going to talk about financing.
Julie and Sean of Chicory's Travels. They're going to talk about financing. They're going to talk about cooking in your RV. They're going to talk about how to save money and how to live this lifestyle, you know, whether you're a millionaire or, you know, you're a young family that still has to work. So I'm really excited to be introducing all these RVers, and I'm so excited that they took my crazy idea and ran with it and made it something so much bigger than I ever dreamed. So it's called Full-Time Freedom Week, and it's just going to be this awesome week. Oh, and we've got a ton of giveaways. I'm so excited. We've got giveaways. I don't know if I'm allowed to announce them yet because they're not. We haven't announced them yet, so I'm not gonna say. But like, I want all these prizes. And I'm not eligible, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll back out so I can enter the giveaway.
Oh, nice. Find somebody else for the week.
Yeah, like, Jessica, are you available?
Hey, I might want some of those freebies too.
Yeah, I think it's like over $1,500 in prizes we're going to be giving away. So it's a lot, and I'm so excited. And I'm so excited to see what everyone has to say. They're going to do expert videos. I'm going to be going live every night, virtual campfire chats, interviewing them with any questions that came from the day, stuff like that. I'm really excited.
Okay. And where can people find you, like get more information about you and your book as well?
Well, I'm Liz Wilcox, and I run the virtual campground. My website is lizwilcox.com. I know, super confusing, but everyone says just use your name. And then I was like, wait, I actually like the virtual campground. But that's for another story. I'm also Liz Wilcox's virtual campground on social media. Email me, call me, PM me, whatever. I'm a friendly person. Let me know your RVing story. It's seriously my favorite topic. I am obsessed with RVing, and I want to help keep you obsessed with RVing.
Oh, I think I lost you. I got a little funny there sounding.
Can you hear me?
I can now, yes. Sorry, got a little, I don't know what happened.
Okay. I was just saying I'm obsessed with RVing, and I want everyone to be obsessed with RVing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It's a lot of fun. And, of course, there's the crappy moments. But the fun definitely outweighs all the cruddy stuff.
For sure. It does. It does. Don't let me scare you. If you're watching this and you're a dreamer, don't let me scare you. Like, I'm still obsessed with RV life for a reason. It is fun. Fun and funny.
All right, and now anybody who's watching can ask questions if they have anything for Liz about her book or RV life or anything else that she may have spoken about today.
Any questions?
And Liz,
what?
Oh, when does the full-time week officially start and the times for that?
Oh, yeah. So the RVing Full-Time Freedom Week starts this Monday, so 6 days, November 20th. I believe I'm kicking it off at noon Central Time, so 1 o'clock Eastern. And I'll be doing an introduction, and it lasts until Thursday. On Thanksgiving, we'll be doing a special Thanksgiving talk with the RVers, and we'll be doing the grand prize giveaway. So if you guys are interested in learning more about RV life, how to get there, how to stay there, definitely check it out, Full-Time Freedom, and mark going. You have to mark going to enter the giveaways. So definitely do that.
Okay. All right, and let me see. I don't think anyone has any questions, but if you're watching the replay and you have anything, just drop it in the comments, and either I or Liz will get back to you with any answers. Anything else you'd like to share, Liz?
I just want to say, Jessica, thank you so much for having me. You and Robert and your family have been a big inspiration. When I first got online and started looking at all this RV life, I found you were the first RV channel I found, and I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity right now. And I'm just so glad we're friends, and I'm so grateful for all the encouragement. You guys, Jessica and Robert, are awesome. And so thank you for having me, and I can't wait for volume 2 of Tales from the Black Tank.
Sure. Thank you so much for agreeing to this and writing a fun story. And yeah, this was fun, and hopefully we could do it again for your second.
All right.
book.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Ending broadcast.